So
I don't know if you saw it. I'm watching them.
Oh, right.
Like, try to wave to them and spawn.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So as I was saying, this is going to be... Oh, someone's lost their head.
Makes it hard to hit a headshot. Hey.
True. True.
You're a robot. You don't need your head. Just put
Yeah.
your CPU and your heart, and then they can't headshot you. Less damage. They're still just going to wait in their spawn.
I think they're going to boost out as soon as they're done. Maybe they're just going to wait. No, yeah, they're going to boost out straight away.
Deliver the payload.
Disappointed.
So, okay, let's see
Well,
what...
VRespawn won 3-0 when they met in the winner bracket final.
Accelerated.
So we'll see if Kangorillaz learned anything from their last match. But Kangorillaz have also played 2 matches back-to-back and now into a third.
Yes, and...
technically not back-to-back. They played, yeah, the last match and this match back-to-back, but they did have a 1-game break between Alpha, D-Res, and Ignite.
And VRespawn would have had a very long break since their last game, so they're going to be coming into this relatively cold. Looks like Kangorillaz running their long-range composition again now, which kind of... And then on the other side of VRespawn, 2 Comets and 2 Novas, which is an interesting variation on what they've been playing so far.
Delivery accelerating.
Well, the payload's still continuing to move up here. VRespawn has not gone for an engagement just yet. Seeing a little bit of pulsar action out of Mad, trying to spray them. Even a phase shift being used here, but no kills really coming through. Both teams trying to feel each other out. Payload continuing to push up. Vex trying to flank around the backside, actually going to be caught out by 2 players and eventually finished off, but they are going to trade 1-for-1 with Strembitsky going down. Now Cause Worthless will fall. Kaznaz trying to be focused here on the side of the Kangorillaz, and yet it's still just pretty much an even trade.
Yeah, just Loveridge just doing work. I mean, he, yeah, I have to say, I think so far this weekend, I think MVP so far has been Loveridge easily. Because, I mean, even then, you just see him, he's on top of it, healing up as soon as he gets damaged. And just pumping out damage as well.
You know, it makes our job easy to collect top 5 plays, because I'm just going to tell production.
Yep, Loveridge.
Any Loveridge clips, just use those. All of them. All the top 5s can be him.
Oh, honestly, I think there were... I think were there probably 5 holds?
There's at least.
There were probably 5 holds, weren't there?
And there'll be more in this one, most likely.
So, pushing through the tunnel right now. So this is something Kangorillaz now holding on, trying to push through this choke here. VRespawn doing a kind of a different play, which is essentially holding very far back and then trying to pressure as soon as they push through this choke, trying to get these kills in. Damage is coming through, but nothing that's actually life-threatening for Kangorillaz. They're going to pull back a little bit, get healing in, go back into this fight full. Same thing's happening on VRespawn's side, so basically a bit of a stalemate right here, trying to get this through the choke. Looks like some damages, more serious damage is starting to come out onto Kangorillaz. Loveridge going low, gets healed up again. They, as we kind of know the formula right now, they need to try and take out Strembitsky. He is going to get some extra damage on him, but Vidman also goes low, gets taken out. Cost Worthless going very low as well. Finally gets taken out too, so this does actually look like a trade that's going in favor of Kangorillaz though.
Let me ask you something. Give me your honest answer. Is VRespawn like trying right now? Because they're playing way different than they did before. And they're playing much more passive than they were before. And they're letting Kangorillaz get so much extra ground.
I mean, I honestly don't know if you want first or second seed in this. Like, there is not a very clear, like, yeah, honestly, I'd say it's really hard to guess. So
I'm assuming they're still playing because they could have just forfeited if they wanted second seed.
Yeah, true. So, I don't know, maybe they're just going to see it through, but looks like, I don't know, they could be putting up a fight. I mean, Kangorillaz, as I said, they are going into this round cold. So this could just be like a warm-up period that's happening for VRespawn, them trying to get back into it, but...
Yeah, true. I mean, VRespawn did play against Ignite, but that was 2-0.
And then they've had a very long break because they had the losers finals, and then they had the actual final, the losers finals, and then they've come back into this now. So
I just feel like it was it was just way different in general. They were way more dominating when it came to...
They did hold the first point though, like very, very well, which they weren't able to do this time. And I also think Kangorillaz ran a completely different loadout here as well. They ran the long-range loadout. Yeah. So they were able to actually find out. And honestly, I think Kangorillaz have found so much more success on this long-range loadout than they have with the Nova Meteor. All the Nova Meteor games they had were pretty close, and it was basically a back and forth.
There we go. We're starting to see VRespawn start to wake up a little bit as Mad and Strembitsky both going to fall. Loveridge.
Oh, nice shot.
Is
oh, nice from Bitman.
Dodging might be great, but that was on Dyson. And we're not on Dyson right now. We're just on Fission at the moment. But finally, VRespawn hold. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go, though, for Kangorillaz to get the payload across the line.
Yeah, seen again, double Meteor, double Nova coming out of VRespawn, so a very standard loadout from them. One of their favored picks. Again, healing across the board. I think, I mean, any of these compositions, I think you'd struggle to not find insta-kill grenades and detonators. I think very rarely will you see arc mines. I think we did see or hear one occasionally during some of the games today, but very infrequent. So it looks like Yeah, so it looks like Kangorillaz is pushing up onto this final point. VRespawn holding in a very grouped position here. If a couple of well-placed meteor shots can do a huge amount of damage, but it looks like Strem is going to be going down first, and we usually know what follows that. It looks like it's going to be the rest of Kangorillaz also going down pretty quickly afterwards, and that will be VRespawn successfully holding it, I think, for one of the first times.
The first time.
Yeah, so, I mean, they kind of had like a pseudo hold on the second point, but it was just like a very drawn-out push. But this is the first time there's actually been a full team wipe.
Oh, they jump directly back on top. Strembitski's going to lead the charge. Kazan's trying to use these pillars to advantage, trying to mitigate a lot of damage, especially trying to be healed up. The payloads continue to move. We're going to have to see them touch the point eventually, and they're losing players left, right, and center. Vidman going to be the last one alive. And Vidman's not, well, he's not even alive because he died way earlier on. And that's going to be the finish.
Yeah, so that will be Kangorillaz pushing it the entire way this time. Honestly, I'd say that
Slight improvement.
Yeah, if it wasn't,
to say the least.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of game was what I would have expected in their first match on payload against VRespawn when we first saw them. To see it like that much of a stomp was quite surprising. So I think that game, although I think VRespawn felt like they were playing a little bit cold towards the start of it, they started warming up towards the end. They got their wipe at the end of it. I feel like that is far more representative of how the balance should be for a game like that. Although that said, I think
we did say anyone could be anyone in North America.
Yeah,
It's constantly back and forth, so maybe it's just Kangorillaz time to...
I'd say VRespawn is a slight exception to that rule because they're just like... if you see someone take a full series against VRespawn, that is surprising. I don't know... Don't quote me on this, but I don't think they've dropped that many games, if any, against the other teams in NA for a... Okay, alright, cool. Sounds...
dropped a series.
I don't think they've dropped a series. I think they've dropped games, but I don't think they've dropped a series.
Fine, if I get called out on it now during the finals...
since the second stage, I'm pretty sure.
You know who I'm coming for.
Yeah.
Not you, VRespawn, for dropping a map a series when they shouldn't have.
Cool, I'm fine with that. So we're going to be seeing VRespawn coming out here. Okay, so we're going 3 Novas and a Comet here from VRespawn. Interesting loadout. And again, coming back to the long-range loadout from Kangorillaz. It's worked well for them in the last round. See how it will work on the defense this time, though.
Oh, Vidman. Oof. Instantly tagged up. I'm assuming that was Strembitski. It's got to be him. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, he's the only one running.
A terror.
Ooh, that is meteor damage at its finest right there. 3 members of VRespawn going down very, very quickly. Kangorillaz pushing this out of their base. Oh, sorry, other way around. VRespawn pushing it out of their base. Kangorillaz not actually, they're holding on the defense, but not actually basically blocking the point for being pushed.
Oh, they should have backed up a little bit earlier on. Now they got the 2-on-1, the 2v1 onto Leverage here. He's actually able to heal up in time, and they're actually able to turn this around and get a kill on the Vex. So they actually take the aggression against them, and they're going to get, most likely, or they should be able to finish up this wipe here and then stop the payload yet again.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty decent hold from Kangorillaz.
Why have they not finished off those 2?
They've actually left a lone member to
and they just called Silbo back to die.
Yeah, Silbo back. They just left out in the open against 2 members.
And now Strembitski's
going to die. And these 2 members, I believe that is Cos Worthless, and I think that was Kaznaz, basically just mopping up the backline. And that looks like it's going to be VRespawn successfully pushing this onto the first point. Going to have a full team wipe here, so Kangorillaz is going to have to basically respawn and try and get back into this. The good question will be right now, where do they hold? Do they hold in through, like, past this choke? Do they try and hold in tunnels? Be interesting to see. I mean, a lot of the teams we've seen on this point so far have just blasted through it very, very quickly. So I don't know how different this kind of hold will be. Looks like they're trying to get engaged within the entrance of tunnels.
Well, Vex did die early on, but he's got to respawn. He's not too worried. Mad, Silbo Bag both falling on top of things, and that's going to be VRespawn getting a lot of ground here. Especially with their own respawns out of Vex to rejoin the group, and obviously force out Leverage, who will actually not be able to escape this time. So a lot of progress going to the side of VRespawn as they continue to push this payload further, and they actually might even be able to get to the next checkpoint before there's even a chance for a defense.
Yeah, so solid push here from VRespawn. I think this is, again, much more convincing than I feel Kangorillaz push, although they did get a full wipe. I'm not sure exactly what about these pushes that makes it feel more convincing to me, but seemingly VRespawn have been kind of an all or nothing. Either they get a complete wipe or they have, like, very much just kind of died at the other end of Kangorillaz' defense. So I don't know. I feel like VRespawn have a really good shot at taking this if they can push up onto this point right now. They really need to get some damage in, though, because they have 3 members grouped up from Kangorillaz. A good meteor shot here would be great for them. They are going to get some damage in. A member going really low. Heals now coming in, but don't know if that's going to be enough.
Delivery accelerating.
Well, 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to cross the finish line. We did have Kangorillaz finish with a chunk of time left on the board for them, so VRespawn definitely need to kind of reciprocate that to have a good chance on their second attack, if they can obviously finish here. Shabitsky looking to make the push in. Kazan's trying to deal with him. Ooh, so she has 2 players to fight up against. He's taken very low, but he gets the elimination on the leverage there with a great fadeaway shot. The payload's going to continue to push around the corner. They're not going to go for the chase onto the last 2 members. At least they look like they weren't.
Yeah, that was some great Meteor, well-placed Meteor shots coming out there from VRespawn, doing enough damage to getting those members very low and then getting them finished off with the Pulsar Nova. Having that backdoor attempt here, he's going to get a trade, so this is great for VRespawn, even if he goes down here. Oh, another member going very low, he's going to also go down, so this is basically VRespawn pushing onto this final point.
Just one person, though. If they had more people here, they might have been able to finish this off before those respawns were able to get here. Shabitsky going to be the one to contest the payload. He's going to jump directly on top of it. Leverage is there as well. We know how sneaky he can be. And they actually get 2 quick eliminations against Kaznaz and Vidman, so that should be them holding this ideally. Unless they somehow, something goes awry, which might be happening here. As you see a lot of kills coming through. Sealable bag down to 1 HP, but they will hold nonetheless. And they will maintain the payload for now.
See, it was Loveridge and Seedable left, that's the problem. Didn't take out Loveridge before the last man. So...
Well, Leverage wasn't the last man.
No, I mean, I don't know. I feel like even if they'd taken out... even if they'd taken out anyone else, it wouldn't have necessarily worked. That's it. We're now seeing a huge amount of damage coming in to Kangorillaz. Vidman going down very early. Loveridge going down first. That's not great. The last man standing, or the usual last man standing, has been taken out very early on in the fight. Codsworth has gone down. So does Seedable. Now is Strem. So this is looking good for VRespawn. Mad, though, is going to be the last man left alive and is going to successfully defend this.
Hopefully it's not like the Alpha DRS game up against Ignite where they just kept throwing people at the payload. I mean, kept throwing people at the payload just randomly.
They need to lose a player first.
Wait, what?
They lost a player at the very end? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yet to happen, but...
No, that was Ignite who lost the player. I meant like before the end of the game, they kept throwing people in.
Oh, right,
like the proper spawns.
Yes, sorry.
And it almost cost them the entire capture.
Yeah.
Payload returning.
The payload does get halted yet again. 1.57 meters was its furthest distance to being finished, and now with 2 minutes left to go, they're running out of time here. Kangorillaz finished with a better time than they did on their attacking half. VRespawn are going to be at a disadvantage when it comes to their second phase, if they can even get it.
That Arc Mine, huge from Kangorillaz right there. Basically getting a free kill onto Codsworthless. Oh, that said, some massive damage coming into Loveridge and Mad going very, very low. Strimbitsky also going down. That is going to be a full wipe for Kangorillaz, and I think that will be game.
Nope. Gotta keep
first point. Sorry. Point.
You're just jumping the gun here.
I am. Point is point.
Yep, so we're going to have another attacking phase out of both teams. Okay, I will suggest this. If any of the Reddit Dawn guys are there, we need in spec mode time they completed in.
True, yeah, we do have
remaining.
Distance, we just don't have time.
Need time remaining, because now we need to know how much time both teams have. Because unless you wrote it down, which I did not write it down, then we don't know. So just a little improvement, that'd be great before the finals if you can do that.
Yes, that would be lovely. We would very much appreciate that.
Yeah.
So that said, we got 2 minutes and 4 seconds on the board.
Kangorillaz are attacking.
Yep. So it's basically going to have to be VRespawn when they get their chance will more or less have to be like push it completely. Like they will get overtime straight away, and then they'll just have to keep pushing it. Right?
No, VRespawn still had like over a minute left.
Oh, okay. All right.
They had a little bit of time left, just not as much.
Okay. And they just need to get it, and that time limit they've got is just to get it to that first point, right? Or is it as far as they can get it?
As far as you can
get it. Okay. Cool. So we're going to be seeing a back-to-back here. I mean,
clearly Gravity wins all their matches without going into a attacking phase.
Yeah, honestly, it's usually quite quick and decisive on payload, funnily enough. So we don't generally see that many draws, essentially, where it has to go down to this. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, based on how both teams held, I feel like Kangorillaz had technically a better defense on the first point. But yeah, so we're going to be able to see Kangorillaz now pushing, seeing kind of a standard loadout again from VRespawn, running 2 Comets, 2 Novas, and again the long-range composition. Strimbitsky getting taken out very early on in that fight. That's not good from them.
I don't know they don't collapse right now and attack them.
They are. I think you can just see them pushing up from behind right now.
You have 2 players sitting far back though. That worries me a little bit.
Ooh, good little sidestep there. I think it was from Loveridge as well, funny enough. That basically baited 2 members into him and then ran all the way around and was able to get into safety before they could get to him.
Connects on the Kaznaz. I don't know why they didn't push in 4v2 instead of they sent 2v2 where they could have lost those 2 players.
Yeah, I think, as I kind of mentioned as well, I think there's an element of... ooh, yeah, some big shots coming in there from VRespawn as well, doing a lot of damage. Strembitsky and Mad going down. But sorry, I think there's an element of kind of exhaustion that comes into this now, obviously, both mentally and physically. If you've been playing this many games today, you just it gets to this point, especially when you've had like that mental pressure of having to win these games and having to get that, especially for Kangorillaz. It's once you kind of get past that big stepping block or big kind of stepping stone.
The sigh of relief.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of, your body also is like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like whether or not you want to get this seed, whether or not you want to win this game, because you have that big release of pressure, your body's just like, okay, cool, I'm done. So I can also see it's like it's like one of those things where it's just a player struggle. Like even if you mentally want to keep up with it, it's just something you will struggle with. So we could well be seeing a knock-on effect for that for some of the players as well.
Well, 14 seconds left to go for VRespawn to defend. And Kangorillaz is going to go back on the attack leverage, or he takes a hell of a lot of damage, trying to actually touch the payload with 6 seconds left. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to do it. Actually, they will get 3 players directly there, but they're being bursted down as quickly as they got there, to be honest. Cause Worthless has been eliminated, though, and the payload's continuing to push. As they lose out in the last few players, looks like it's going to be it. Murder, She Wrote. Wait, that doesn't make sense. It's going to be all She Wrote, as Kangorillaz will get some decent distance here, but now VRespawn have their own chance.
Yeah, so I felt like that was a relatively good hole from VRespawn. I mean, there were a couple of messy bits. Like, I mean, you saw when they tried to chase down like one member with just 2, where they could have just collapsed as a full 4-man squad. They just didn't have the opportunity to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I still think this could go either way, to be honest. I think if Kangorillaz put up a very good defense here, as they did kind of initially in the last round, I think it could be a good sign.
Oh, there we go. So actually, VRespawn did finish with a better time.
Oh, wow.
23 seconds.
Okay.
By about like 20 seconds-ish.
Misleading on the... got that completely...
I always thought the team who has the more time attacks first.
Is it not just chronological? It just goes back to the same rotation of you do orange, blue, orange, blue.
I guess.
Yeah.
I know the way Overwatch does it, it's the team who has the better time. It goes again.
I guess that would make more sense, like, just from trying to give the last...
And then the team who's trying to beat it, like, with less time, it makes it more...
Makes it more
like,
exciting.
suspenseful.
Yeah. Oh, well. We're going to see them back-to-back this time, so... I mean, there's not that much of a time difference, so it doesn't make a huge difference in this situation. It's
not
like
much.
10, 15 seconds, so...
Each basically not even one fight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one very prolonged fight, but that's more or less it.
Ooh, he comes around the corner, he's like instant, like, nope. Decent at leverage, looking for some shots off to the side. Payload is moving while the 3 other players actually engage directly on the back lines of Kangorillaz, but they've kind of sent, was it Vex a little bit too far? I think he missed his re-grab there or something because he kind of went off in a different angle. But somehow VRespawn in a 3v4 come out with the advantage.
Yes, this is a really good fight from VRespawn.
They've gotten 2 kills without losing a single player.
Yeah, so this is looking like probably a full wipe here from VRespawn. I mean, oh, an extra little kill coming in from the back here from Strembitsky. He's going to get taken out after taking another moment very low.
That can do it.
That will probably be it. I mean, his team basically have to be there like now. Like literally, no, they are not even boosting. They are just slowly making... Okay, he might actually be there in time. Okay, I take it back. They're going to get there just in the nick of time.
If Vex stayed on the payload, okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they were going to get killed.
To say, if Vex stayed on the payload, that actually would have been enough to finish before they were able to collapse anyways.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the health bars, but literally as soon as they arrived in the point, they just went from like 100 to nothing.
0.
And like, yeah, very, very.
It happens. Position is just trying to scramble back to the point, but that's going to be the first map done. VRespawn going to be heading over to Dyson now to try to close out the 2-0 series and guarantee themselves that first place seed going through into the finals. So Space Junkies will come up next. I can see Sleepy right now getting his makeup done, getting his hair did, and his beard combed.
He's loving it.
And then, of course, Blue will be bringing you Space Junkies as well. And then that'll close out the show today. But they have North American action to bring you. Tomorrow will be Echo Arena with North America with us two, start the show off. And then we go into Onward with Blue and Sleepy after that as well, once Sleepy's done with his makeup. And then it'll be done for the week. Then we'll come back with Europe, get their chance to figure things out. I actually thought we would do like EU one day, then NA, like Echo Combat NA day 1, Echo Combat EU day 2. But I kind of like this. You get to see a little bit of every game.
Yeah, just go full region at a time. I mean, I kind of like this as well because I think it's like we get to see what both regions have to offer, just independently. So you get all the games for North America straight away. We get to see like basically every North American team, who's going to be going forwards. And then next week, you've got basically all the North American teams looking, right, who we're going to be playing against, right?
Yeah.
And then I think, because I mean, going into each of these finals, as has been with every World Finals, the inter-region kind of competition is really, really hot when you get to those get to those big events. More about EU versus NA than it is with some of the individual teams.
My like highlight match of VR in general was Gravity up against Eclipse at the Invitational in Leicester.
Oh yeah,
The double best of 5.
that was hype.
That was insane. And actually, you like if that like tech issue didn't come up for Simeon, I think that's what it won.
Yeah, I mean we've mentioned this before, but that has happened a couple of times, so that doesn't necessarily narrow it down. But yeah, you very much agree. It'll be interesting. I mean, we've had, I think, as we said, we've had some great games today, and as you've kind of mentioned previously, when it comes to the World Finals, that is the best, right? That is where you get the closest games, where you get the most hype matches. And we're starting to see the teams that are going to be funneling into that, and you can see how like these teams, these really close games, can just get amplified that much more on a stage when pressure's there. A lot of these players as well, as we kind of talked about a couple of times in the past, is that going to LAN events, you kind of have a different like play style, or you turn up. I mean, Affan, someone that was known, like, every single time he went to a LAN, he turned up. Like, that was his thing, right? So I think it's one of those that but you also get other players that, like, struggle. Like, I mean, there's different instances, but I know, like, Matty, like, his first couple of LAN events, he was, like, warming up and getting into it, and you could see some of his nerves from a goalkeeping perspective. So, I mean, each player is very different, and it's going to be interesting because we've got so many new players coming into it this season, how they cope on a LAN environment.
Well, now we're going into potentially final map of the day. Kangorillaz have positioned themselves. Actually, look who's flanking behind them, Strembitsky. No phase shift, though. But no one's looking at him. Don't... Okay, I think they just noticed him, and they're going to collapse directly on top of him. This is a little bit of a mistake. No phase shift, unfortunately, to escape. And they have to worry about the rest of the team getting pushed. And actually, I think Silverback went out to help him.
Oh, no.
But it cost him his life. Kaza's going to go down, but the advantage is still going to be in the hands of VRespawn as they come back in for the fight. Looks like they will get the initial kills and the initial control.
Yeah, looks like they're going to be able to mop this up successfully. They're actually chasing
really
down this last member. Yeah, I mean... Although we haven't seen this a great deal in a lot of the other games, I feel like now that there's less pressure, you're going to see some slightly more risky plays like this, where they're going to try and really punish these like outward players that are really kind of pushing out of position. And we're seeing even more coming out from VRespawn here, just getting super aggressive. I mean, this is a big upside of they're delaying Kangorillaz' pressure onto the point significantly right now. That said, we're just seeing Loveridge, oh no, not Loveridge, sorry, Mad this time.
Yeah, you see someone on the point.
I just assume it's Loveridge at this point.
Me too.
But he's coming, he's getting onto the point slowly now. He's on it now.
It's a 1v2 though, not 2v2.
I mean,
back down to 1v2.
That's never stopped him before, to be fair.
Yeah, Vex by himself.
Oh look, see, it survives. Oh, is he gonna go down?
Well, Leverage
he survives.
Oh, actually, he's actually running away. Somehow the reinforcement's going to be there in time for VRespawn. The point was almost being captured by Kangorillaz. As you see Vex still trying to fight it out.
He just doesn't die. I'm just watching his health bar going to 10 health and then back up to full, and then to 10 health and back up to full. He just doesn't go down, and he's like, again, he's been able to delay this point for so long. Okay, now it looks like he's going to eventually get taken down in the final.
The thing is, they still have a man advantage, or they should have a man advantage coming back.
Oh yeah, they will do.
2v1, turn back into 2v2. Vidman somehow still alive, and actually the flank comes in. This had a cause worse, was able to save his life. Strembits is going to fall, and finally they have some sort of semblance of control, and 50% as well.
Someone...
What are they doing? What is he doing?
He's on 2 health. Oh, he's going to be back up to full. Sealable's now going down as well, so that is going to be Kangorillaz losing a member pretty early in this. They really can't afford that either. Looks like one member from VRespawn getting really aggressive. Vex are actually going to get punished for that. Mad and Strem getting a little bit of health taken off them, but not enough. So this is now going to be a 3v2 in this situation. They've got a member of VRespawn very far out of position, but they're just going to push onto the point. 3v2, almost 4v2 now. No, 4v... So, again, yeah, a delayed push back from VRespawn's member that was quite far out of position. And this will be Kangorillaz taking the point. Oh, almost.
Yeah, they got the point.
Yeah, they got
28. Kazna's going to fall. Number 16, Vex going to go in, just get the respawn with the whole team.
Oh, maybe not. Looks like Vex is delaying pretty significantly here. Not able to get this shot on kill, and...
Oh my god, don't tell me they're actually going to hold this. Somehow Vex is alive. Vex gets a double kill? What? Or he gets a kill, at least one kill in a sealable bag? Leverage is actually going to fall here. Matt, really?
Oh my god.
Vex held on to that?
Oh man. I think he must have seen what Leverage was doing in the last 2 games. Like, I can do better.
I mean, if they kill number 17 here, if Strembitsky goes down, he's even face shifting his face and dancing. They're actually going to contest the point last time. Silverback led the charge, but took a brunt of damage to his face. You can see the health bars on VRespawn are just falling by the wayside. They've used so many tacticals to take the point in the last moments. I think that might do it here. Vidman, can he do it again? 1v1.
Oh no!
And they fell off the point. Somehow he delays long enough.
Strembitsky basically just falling off the point at the very end there, unfortunately, does end up giving that up, and that'll be VRespawn taking the first point.
And are 1 point away.
1 point away.
from the #1 seed. And not dropping a map the entire tournament.
True. That is very true, actually. That's pretty scary.
Can't forget about that.
That's pretty scary, to be honest.
Until they play Gravity, right?
Yeah, of course.
Then they're going to drop all the maps.
Yep.
Prepare to capture the point.
Heard it here first.
Just someone clip that and save it for when Gravity just gets wrecked somehow. Oh, here we go. Potentially to the final round. Let's see. VRespawn actually sitting away from the point. Kangorillaz sitting very far back. And meantime, Leverage decides to come from a different angle. I'm not sure why he's actually over there.
Yeah, so it kind of weird holes. I mean, again, looking at the gun compositions here, we've got 2 mid to long range weapons coming out of VRespawn. We've got two Novas, a Meteor and a Comet, and we've got kind of a mixed bag coming out of Kangorillaz. More of what I would say is like your all-round variety comp. So nothing really, not expect. Oh, that was a big shot coming out there from Vidman. Able to get some damage down, but nothing converted. Doesn't look like. Okay, no, it does end up eventually getting a kill on Sealable. Which
The thing is, they have the point, so when they die, the longer respawn Sealable bags, unfortunately, going to have to wait for that. They actually take the point away from them, VRespawn. Cosworth somehow survives at the back of a Kaznaz. And Kangorillaz now without control. Oh, to lose percent here as we're up to 12 already.
Kangorillaz pushing in as well in a 2 versus 4 situation. I mean, VRespawn just basically caving in on this and pretty much locking it out. Yeah, that's going to be Kangorillaz losing another attack. One person coming in now. Oh, it's Leverage, though.
It's a 1v1, right?
It is Leverage, though.
I mean, if you're Kaznaz, you kind of need this kill because you need to go back to a man advantage because you know your team's going to be respawning a lot slower. And here we go. Now the rest of the team's going to be coming in from Kangorillaz. And Cosworth dies as soon as he gets there.
I mean, again, Leverage just, holding on, preventing any points. Still only 25% on the board for VRespawn. Kangorillaz looking good. They're going to have a quite big delay with these 2 members now coming out all the way from far spawn. If they can get another kill here, they'll be in a really good spot. They do end up converting that. So this is a 4v3 now. Is VRespawn going to go in? It looks like they might be trying to hold off a little bit. But yeah, Kangorillaz are having nothing. They're just getting they're pressuring from outside. This is a really good hold from them.
Point contested.
Somehow Vex gets a kill onto point up against Mad. Kaznaz is from Bitsky, and actually the rampage out of VRespawn and the flood of players coming back into the point, I think should be able to turn this.
Yes, a 2-man pick there coming out from VRespawn is able to basically completely flip that. I think it was a 4v2 in that position, but they just pick 2 kills and suddenly they're on an even playing field, and then they just wait for their teammates to respawn.
Always going to do shots. Even a phase shift coming in, you can see them just kind of dancing with each other.
It's wasting time, to be honest. I mean, it's absolutely fine. I mean,
especially the team's not coming to help, though.
Yeah, and the other thing as well, if the person that is chasing you is running a Nova and you can get big enough distance away from them, even if the phase shift like turns off, he can't do any damage.
Vidman.
You're too far.
Oh, Vidman, great little play there. Dances around the actual structure inside of the point, gets a big frag, and now get a 62% to 37. VRespawn on the precipice of closing out this series and closing out the closed qualifiers for North America. And Sealable back tries to push in. Kaznaz is just hitting shots left and right. This man is not missing much.
Yeah, so this is pretty dominant. I mean, yeah, okay, Kangorillaz is now getting a pick here, but we've seen this happen and then drop kills, and like they're going to lose 2 members again, even though they had a man advantage.
Yeah, this is their last fight, though. I mean, if number 14 goes down, Sealable Bag needs to stay alive. He's going to be chased down. I think that's Cosworth that's going to be sitting on the point to keep the points taken away. Are they going to be able to get contest this in time? 98%, and no chance.
They can.
Of course, the Contier's Curse comes through, but there's enough people alive on the point who should be able to defend this. Mad trying to do is what he can with the Pulsar. He's going to fall, and VRespawn will close out the series.
Yeah, dominant again, 2-0, as you said. Didn't drop a single game all series. Just putting their foot down, saying we are the best in North America. And now the question will be, are they the best in the world? Which we'll have to wait and find out.